And good morning, this is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor, and here we are again. A beautiful day. The only problem that I'm having, and I may even have it during this podcast, is hay fever. All the flowers are in bloom. Everything's a blooming. And there is this one white flower that has this very potent fragrance, and that gets me every single time, and I begin sneezing, and I get a hoarse voice, and I mean, I love the flowers because I take flowers or pictures as I walk every day. As I go for a walk, I am always taking pictures of flowers because in my neighborhood there are people who have beautiful flowers. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous flowers, and I really enjoy flowers. The only problem is they make me sneeze, and so I'm suffering from that today. I'm a little bit stuffed up, and it's just one of those things, Mother Nature attacks with beautiful flowers, but I love them. I have been hit so much with so many fake stuff, what I call scamming, and these scammers, I mean, they're getting smarter and smarter, and they're moving from country to country. I have a client that sent me a letter, and it was about it's such a. I mean, I don't know why scammers need to write such long letters. I mean, it went on and on and on, and it was from Australia. Now, it's very seldom I see a scam from Australia. Normally they're from Nigeria or Pakistan or India, someplace like that. And in fact, I suspect that this letter is not from anybody in Australia. I really believe that it's from a scammer in another foreign country where the scammers are really known. And what it was basically, normally you get this from Nigeria, but this letter came and it said to my client that they had a client that had the same last name, and he had passed away. The client had passed away. Not my client, but their client had passed away and left about $3 million, but there's no one to distribute it to. I know you guys are probably saying, if I got that same letter. And so they wanted to work with you because you had the same last name. So could you partner with them so that they could get to that money? Well, what normally happens is that if people fall for this, they end up paying for a lot of things to that scammer, and then the scammer finally just disappears. But that's been going on for a long time. I used to get them all the time from Nigeria. In fact, I even knew of an individual who flew to Nigeria to meet with the people, and it was a scam. But it's been going on for a long time. Now, that was I got that letter probably over 40 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, but it seems like 40 years ago because I'm old. But that's what happened. So all of these people are coming out of the woodwork again, these scammers, and they are trying to get your money. They're not trying to give you money. They are trying to get to your money. And they're very slick and good at it. And it happens every single day. I mean, I get calls from my clients or emails or texts saying, hey, I got this person calling me saying I owe something at the IRS. I said, the IRS will never, ever, ever send you an email or anything like that. I tell you, scammers are really, really tricky out there. And we've got to watch out for them. There is a YouTube channel, and also a Facebook channel where I watch it at, about these individuals who literally are called by all these scammers, or they're sent texts or emails or whatever. And so they respond back, but they're able to get into the scammer's computer and catch them at it. And in fact, they are even able to get into some of the phone calls, since they have contact with the scammer's computer, and all of the phone calls are being made over the computer. They can listen in on some of these scammers and stop them right in mid-scam. Is there such a thing, mid-scam? Yeah, mid-scam. Before any money is transferred. And these guys are very, very slick because they'll call in and they'll try to help you. They say they're from Geek Squad or some place like that. And they'll say, oh, well, let me help you. If you need your money back, your refund back, we'll help you. And then they pretend to send over a deposit of $40,000. Well, there is no $40,000, and we all know that. But everything goes bad, and you're the bad person, and you've got to send us back our money right now. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my job. That's how that scam goes. Listen, if you're getting emails, if you're getting texts, if you're getting phone calls from these people, hang up, delete, block them, whatever you can do, because these guys are big time scammers. I mean, they are taking billions and billions of dollars away from very innocent people. And usually it's individuals who are in the elderly stage of life, and they are susceptible to these types of scams. So you've got to be careful very much. Now, I remember one time I got this phone call, and of course they said, well, we're from the Internal Revenue Service. Well, I deal with the Internal Revenue Service every day, so I know what they sound like. They do not sound like Pakistanis, okay? So I called them back, and I just kept calling them and calling them. They kept hanging up on me. But sometimes you got to do that because you want to make sure that you are taking time away from them, making phone calls, making more scam phone calls to people, innocent people, who give a lot of money away. And it's really, really bad. And that's the whole point, right? They're not trying to help you. Anybody who says that they're trying to help you and trying to give you a whole bunch of different stories about how they're helping you, hang up on them, because they're not really helping you. Not helping you at all. We are faced with scammers all the time. I tell you what, I have a scam that's going on right now that I get it like every other month, or sometimes every once a month. But it is a scam, and it is it's like almost 2 pages worth of scamming words, and it's all about how they have been watching me. Ooh, they've been watching me, and they've been monitoring my computer, and they've noticed that I've been going to X-rated phone spaces, and they have copies of me doing bad things as I'm watching this porn. I mean, this is the storyline that they're going with, and it's 2 pages. It's a scam, because there's a situation here where they are overselling. When they oversell as if they know something, you know that there's something up. And plus, I don't watch porn anyway, but that is the problem, is that you have these individuals who are just sitting out, and I don't get it to my main email. I get it to my business email, I get it to my customer service email, I get it to my tax email. I get this to everybody. So they go through these websites and they glean phone numbers off of people's websites, and not phone numbers, I'm talking about emails, and they take these emails and then they start just pounding you with emails. Now, on my website, I've got several emails. So I've got an info email, I've got a tax email, I've got a mediation email, I've got then my personal email. So they glean all that, and they said, well, let's try to make them feel guilty. It doesn't work on me. And so they just send and send and send. And it's from a different person every single month. And they call themselves Bob Smith or Tim Collins or whatever their American name is. But when you talk to them, Tim Collins does not have a Pakistani accent. Doesn't have an Indian accent. So you have all of this going on, and you wonder, my gosh, how much are these people willing to scam people? And a lot of them are elderly people who are on a fixed income, and all that money is gone because a scammer got to them. I think we need to study about scams at least once a week. There's places where you can do what is the latest scam and Google it, and it will tell you what's going on. And also, a lot of times what I do is sometimes I get these phone calls in, and I have to weed out some phone calls because I get so many of them. And I immediately look it up on the Google. And usually it takes me to a website that says this is a scam call, because this call is being used so much by different people. But I get lots and lots and lots of them. And so before I even call anybody back, I don't even call them back until I have researched that phone number. That's how skeptical I am, because I'm so concerned about security of my office that I want to make sure that I'm not opening up my system to something. And by the way, I hate to tell you this, but this is my number one rule now is, if I get emails from people that I do not know, they're unsolicited, I immediately block them. Because I don't know them. I don't know what's on that email. So I immediately block them. And that has cut down on a lot of these emails coming in. But the one thing that they do, though, is, and you have to watch this, is that they will change the email account, because they know that they're not getting into you. So they change their email account, and I just block them again. There's so many things that we need to do to be able to protect ourselves and to protect our computers, to protect our finances, that we need to be proactive in the security of our devices that we are talking on and that we are computing on. Those of us who use the internet every single day. I use it every single day. And I have VPN, I have all the security devices on my computer, just so that when something comes through, even tell me that if people send me especially realtors, they will send me a link, and my computer will not allow me to link that, because it says it's a dangerous site. So this is life. I'm sorry, in the fast lane, is that we have to be more proactive on protecting ourselves. And so I like it when clients call me in, and I will immediately research them as much as possible. In fact, that letter that came in from the attorney that we talked about at the beginning of this podcast, when I researched that letter, the email that it came in on did not match the email of the law firm. It did not match the website of the law firm. So you have to do a little bit of research sometimes, just to make sure, I do it for my clients, to make sure that they're not being scammed. And I give them all the reasons why. I give my clients all the reasons why that was a scam. And I list it one by one of what exactly I found that will help them to identify, hey, this doesn't look right. Block, delete. That's the whole new philosophy now. Block, delete, and move on with life. Hey, this is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor. I'll talk with you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.